certainly since I have her in the audience, I'll read another one from my sister. This is called You're Leaving, Y-O-U-R. And it's my sister's, I mean, it's really the night before my sister got married and then her wedding day. And it's dedicated for Maria. The night before you married, Pap's godsons from Detroit got him drunk. And I had to help wrangle them upstairs, so mad I threatened to punch them. Married men, cement finishers with mortar gray hands who spoke broken English with Michigan accents. They wore Bermuda shorts, undershirts, black socks, and tennis loafers. My outrage made them laugh. A father marrying off his only daughter, his best girl after all, is entitled on the eve of the wedding to drink as much as he wants. Pap laughed too, but he felt sorry for me. Like them, he figured I was still innocent. We laid him in my bed. Mother wouldn't sleep with him, stupid drunk, the night before his daughter's wedding. She blinked the porch light off and on to signal you in from kissing your fiancé in his red MG, the first Protestant to marry into the family. No wonder Pap got drunk. It was your last night home. Your bridesmaids slept over, cosmetic kits and high-spun hair, spit curls, scotch tape to their cheeks, rustling aqua gowns lounging from the mantel on cloth hangers. The six of you stayed up all night in moo-moos, laughing and eating popcorn. Downtown, the groom and his ushers cheered the strippers at the Edison Hotel. I had nowhere to sleep, so I crawled into your empty bed and began my apprenticeship as an only child. The next day, Pap got up and donned his morning suit. The girls descended the porch steps in single file, heads bowed over nosegays, as the photographer stilled each for posterity, and you, only 20, behind them, without hesitation, disguised in wedding dress and veil, perfect in all the ways a bride desires to be, the repeated click of the camera, documenting those first irrevocable seconds of your leaving once and for all, while upstairs Mother sat on the edge of her bed, still in a house dress. I'll read two more. This next one's called Wheeling. Pittsburgh's very close to Wheeling, West Virginia, and the drinking age in Wheeling was 18. So we would make these clandestine voyages to Wheeling. And one time, I borrowed one of my friend's cars, took a girl down there that I liked a lot, and things didn't go as planned. But the poem, I think, fills those blanks in. Wheeling. Driving a girl whose father loathed me, son of an Italian who labored on the open hearth, I crossed in a borrowed green Comet the PA line into Wheeling. 18 was legal in West Virginia, Marlboros and 3-2 beer at the hilltop on a street with whorehouses and a Jesuit college. She was 16, a minor, the true minor, secreted in black sulphurous pockets, whispering beneath the tavern floor we sat upon. The jukebox was loud and country. It was easy to ignore the charge being laced under us. My girl was drunk and singing along Loretta Lynn, Tammy Wynette, though she didn't know the words. The way folks mouth like speaking in tongues when the spirit lays hold of them. A smudge on her cheek, secondhand coat, her blonde hair shone white in that light, aged into a coal miner's wife, or a steel worker's like my mother. When the Fort of 12 shift from Wheeling, Pittsburgh dragged in, I smelled asbestos and baked ore, the vaporous green sizzle of my father's work fatigues. I wanted to tell her all about her father. I'd rip him to pieces, that bastard. My dad was a brave man. He climbed boom cranes with nothing but a span of leather fastening him above the smokestacks, streaming 12 stories of fire into the firmament. But I had no vocabulary to render his mythic toil. I knew more about her dad, his suits in office in downtown Pittsburgh, his perfect diction and college education. We hung around till last call, then kissed against the fender until the lot emptied and the hilltop's neon shingle sputtered out. The comet wouldn't start. I turned it over and over until I killed the battery, till I couldn't get a peep out of the horn or the lights to flicker. The mighty Ohio beat by, whelped in Pittsburgh, it loops north in defiance of gravity, abruptly slices west, southering into the fang of northern West Virginia that impales the border of Ohio and Pennsylvania like the long, jagged neck of a busted bottle. That's where we stood clinging to each other, stranded along the omniscient river, where I still like to think of us, before those miners, like escaped purgatorians, burst black and smoldering through the bottoms of our lives, and she started to cry, anticipating her father's patrician wrath. I thought of who I could call, knowing there was only one man on earth who would rise out of his exhausted sleep at the sound of my voice, like Lazarus, and come running. And then I'll end with a really short poem called My Father's Hat. And again, I really can't tell you what an honor this is to be here reading these poems. And just, you know, the poster actually has a dedication like that. Got a good dad. My father's hat. My father owned a soft brown fedora. As a child, I loved to smell the inside of it. The satin-lined crown with its coat of arms, two winged griffins clutching between them, a shield flourished with New York, against which crested the roof of his head, then sealed with glassy batting, as if chambered within lay a secret reliquary, the eye teeth of Aquinas, the still beating heart of Thomas à Becket, something secret tithing me as my father's son to this sacred hat. Thank you so much.